The Mello TV Evening News at 8 is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Coronavirus is in Jamaica, and I know you feel scared and worried. But you can't let COVID-19 divide us. Coronavirus infects all kinds of people. It doesn't discriminate. So why should you? When someone coughs or sneezes or shows signs of the virus, tell them to call 888-1-LOVE immediately. And remember, stay 3 feet away, but don't attack or disrespect them, because we're all in this thing together. Come on, Jamaica, cut the hate and don't discriminate. Let us stand together and fight COVID-19 as one family, one nation.
Tonight, residents of Tivoli Gardens protest against alleged continuous injustice and mistreatment from members of the security forces. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security says NIS pensioners are able to encash all pension vouchers with payable dates in June. Still tonight, Prime Minister announces official period of mourning and official funeral for former Minister of Labour and Social Security SHAHINE Robinson. And government responds to calls from BPO sector stakeholders by granting a 3-month extension to the ongoing work-from-home arrangement. Good evening. Residents of Tivoli Gardens in Western Kingston protested earlier today against what they say is the continuous injustice and mistreatment meted out to them by members of the security forces. More on this story with Colleen May.
Residents of Tivoli Gardens in Kingston protested earlier today against what they say is continuous injustice and mistreatment met out to them by members of the security forces. Our news team visited the area and spoke with residents who say they are tired of the mistreatment by the security forces and are requesting that the relevant authorities step in and rectify the matter.
I have a terrible experience with the police force, especially the soldier. The other night, shot to a firing. I was at my mother's house and I said, I'm not going around. Frightening in the morning, I go around, I see my door kick off, and the people next door said, I tell the soldiers, them say, at the bar I live next door. Them not care, them kick off my door, them could take out everything out of my house, TV, everything out of stay open. And that leave me traumatized, come at me don't know what to do. I can't afford to go to the police force for any assistance. Them always take a set pan weed down here. It can't happen like that all the time. We need to make a change. Come and say we don't have no right, we can't speak. Them come and beat you up and want to take you out of your house. Unacceptable.
The MP for the area, Desmond McKenzie, when him say him will come link with the people, him not do that. The only time we see him if a protest for go on like all this morning now, we see them block the road and them send call the councillor, them send call the MP, and so alone them reach. And then as them reach, all them do, them just try to quash the crowd and know say them gone again. Right now, the main issue, and even the curfew are not like that. I just the treatment where we get from the soldier them. Because them come here one night and fire one bag of shot for nothing at all. You get me? When you look, them a walk and a harass homeless man. People were even righted mentally. You get me? And them a take set pan. Go in a people's house. Once them see you run and go in a house, them go in the house for you, take you out, beat you. You see me? Them carry a couple man go up a enemy zone and let them go. You get me? And even say, oh, you carry them go up there and pass through and carry them come back where you take them from. You carry them and let them go, the man them could have dead. Need to treat we better than where them are right now, because right now this coming like some animal them are deal with my brethren. You just come and beat them up in a them cage and you say, alright, yeah, I'm done with you now, you see me? And gone. That not work. And any animal at all, you beat them too long, them are going to retaliate one day, you see me? And that way I try to avoid. So that's just the better treatment we want.
I know just this one from yesterday we tried to get a protest. You see, because Monday night, police them coming and them beat up all the people. Fire a whole heap of shot in the place and beat up a whole heap of youth innocently. Carry youth go up to Denham Town and left them knowing say look how conflict go on with Garden and Denham Town. You see, and them take out the youth them out, carry them up there and left them for a while, come back. You could lose them life. Them think that's a police thing. Police them are more and the soldiers are more like a gangster, even more than a gangster them. I thought them were here to protect people. And them ask so, yes, I'm not dealing. A joke thing. And not just Tivoli alone. If you go to, if you put them to the same thing. You go and watch the same thing. In any ghetto community, the same thing happens. So, and not just yourself. And anybody who listen to this, you don't even stand up right now and know, say, yeah, you're one Jamaican.
The commanding officer for Western Kingston Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, Superintendent Lawton Gray, said that they came to the community today to address the matter of reduced time of curfew outside of what was announced by the government.
We received information about a section of Spanish Town Road in the vicinity of Tivoli Court being blocked, and based on that, we decided to come and engage the residents. The main concern was about the locking down of the area outside of certain time, and we decided to address those matters. They also spoke about the military coming in, and actually they talk about the abuse, but however that will be addressed in due course with the officers there, the military commander, as also myself and also the commanding officer for the enhanced security measures. So we will be addressing those concerns.
However, Operations Officer for Area 4 of the JCF, Superintendent Steve McGregor, outlined that the decision to shorten the curfew hours at times is as a result of escalation in crime in the area.
Now, the citizens were expressing their discontent with certain issues, but they were also speaking about the fact that we have curfews that operate within the disaster risk management curfew that starts at 9 p.m. Now, if there's an escalation of shooting and high level of crime going on within the space, we will institute an operational police curfew that will start at 7 at nightfall and goes on in and over the 9 p.m. curfew, if that is happening. So they will be saying, oh, the Prime Minister says that the curfew starts at 9, and we are telling them to come off the street at 7. There are times when we will institute that curfew to curb that crime, high level of crime and violence in the area. But this will be relieved if the situation subsides.
Senior Superintendent McGregor further said that the police will allow some form of flexibility in the curfew time as long as crime and violence stays under control.
We are understanding that they have been inside for a long while, and we have established some areas where we will allow them some flexibility under the supervision of the police as long as the crime and violence stay under control and it doesn't rise to anywhere where we would want to say it is not safe to do so. They made mention of some people who were supposedly abused by members of the JDF team. The crime officer took down the names of the people who had those complaints, and those complaints will be investigated so that we can bring to closure where we can. But we are showing them that there is a level of understanding, equal way of delivering what they say, and we are understanding their side of the story. So we dealt with it, and I'm satisfied that things are back under control now. They have moved the debris themselves, not the police, so they are showing that they are willing to work with us, and we see how we go from here henceforth.
Member of Parliament for West Kingston Desmond McKenzie, in condemning the actions of the gunmen that engaged the security forces on Monday night in a shootout in downtown Kingston, also condemned the actions of some members of the security forces that have been using excessive force on residents.
The residents have been complaining about excessive force used by members of the security forces. This is happening from Monday night. I want to, first of all, apologize to the security forces for what took place in the encounter with certain elements within the community. In condemning those actions, I also have to condemn the actions of those members of the security forces that went out of their way to abuse the residents in the community. But I just want to say that it is unfortunate The community will continue to work to improve the relationship with the security forces, but equally we are asking the security forces to reciprocate those sentiments that the community has been showing.
Reporting from Mello TV News, I am Colleen May.
Thank you, Colleen. Meanwhile, in an update, head of the Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, in this video release, speaks on the Western Kingston incident where the police came under heavy gunfire on Monday.
So what we understand happened that sometime after 9 o'clock, closer to 10 o'clock, the police were in the area. It was the enforcement team, the disaster risk management enforcement team. They went to a location in Tivoli where a number of persons had gathered. We understand approximately 200 persons at a 9-night location. So they asked the individuals to disperse. Based on what they said at that stage, they didn't meet much resistance, so persons dispersed and they remained there for probably about 15 minutes afterwards. Then shortly after now, the team came under heavy gunfire from men firing high-powered weapons. That action now is when a number of police enforcement had to be called in. So the military and police from at least 6 different formations moved into the area and took control of the situation. It was a rough situation for the members there because this was an unprovoked situation. They were just there for the enforcement. And it speaks to the level of hostility because what they experienced last night is something that is commonplace for the officers who work in those places on a regular basis. But quickly the police and the military went into the area and they quickly took control of the situation and the members were rescued unarmed.
In news from St. Anne, a high alert has been activated for 12-year-old Matthew Amos of Roaring River, Steertown, who has been missing since yesterday, June 9. He is of dark complexion and medium build. Reports coming into our news center tonight from the St. Anne's Bay Police are that Matthew was last seen at home at approximately 3 p.m. His mode of dress at the time he went missing is unknown. All efforts to locate him have proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Matthew Amos is being asked to contact the St. Anne's Bay Police at 876-972-2211, Police Emergency 119, or the nearest police station. Still in St. Anne, one homemade firearm was handed over to the Ocho Police by residents yesterday. Reports are that at about 11 a.m., passers-by found the firearm in bushes and took it to the police station. It is believed that the firearm was recovered after men were set upon and beaten after allegedly trying to rob residents in Pimento Walk in the parish. After the men escaped from the mob, the area was searched and the firearm was found in bushes. Still making Mello TV news, 2 more persons have recovered from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, taking the total of persons who have recovered and have been released from isolation to 407. The Ministry of Health reports that no positive tests have returned in the last 24 hours, taking the total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 to date to 605. Jamaica now has a total of 188 active cases of COVID-19. In other news, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security has issued warnings to business operators who are reportedly using coronavirus protocols within the workplace to limit the ability of labour officers to do routine inspections of the business establishments. In a statement, the ministry says these measures should not serve as a deterrent to public requirements, as it has been brought to its attention that there are instances where labor officers of the ministry are being asked by employers to complete symptom screening days in advance of conducting inspections, which is declared to be a breach of the law. Still making news tonight, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is advising National Insurance Scheme NIS pensioners that they are able to encash all pension vouchers with payable dates in June. The ministry says this early encashment will only be available at post offices and that the early encashment of vouchers initiative continues to be a part of efforts to ensure that pensioners have access to their benefits during the COVID-19 crisis. In other news, the Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation hosted a virtual forum yesterday to commemorate World Accreditation Day 2020 under the theme Accreditation, Improving Food Safety. More on this story with Killeen May.
The Jamaica National Agency for Accreditation, JNAAC, hosted a virtual forum yesterday to commemorate World Accreditation Day 2020 under the theme Accreditation Improving Food Safety. Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Audie Shaw, who was a part of the panel, urges all public and private sector inspection bodies to improve on their services using the JNAC accreditation service.
I urge all private and public sector laboratories and inspection bodies to improve your service delivery and marketability through JANAC's accreditation service. Food safety relies on all players involved in the supply of food, from farmers and producers to retailers and caterers. Ladies and gentlemen, increasingly, ingredients, products, or parts of products may come from several countries around the world, requiring increasing levels of conformity to the requirements of the various markets. Food producers are able to use the services of inspection bodies, certification bodies, and validation verification bodies such as JANAC to monitor and prove compliance to regulatory requirements. Standards and accreditation are referenced in the WTO-TBT agreement and play an important role in trade facilitation. The WTO reported that 30% of trade concerns discussed noted ISO, 12% noted IEC, and 10% noted ILAC. The appropriate application of standards and accreditation conformity assessment, therefore, has the potential to resolve these concerns to the benefit of both industrialized and developing countries.
Minister Shaw also said that accredited assessment activities contribute to the prevention and treatment of the adverse effects of the consumption of unsafe foods.
Accredited conformity assessment activities contribute to the prevention and treatment of the adverse effects of unsafe and adulterated food. According to the WHO, it is estimated that 33 million years of healthy lives are lost globally each year due to eating unsafe food. It is important, therefore, that the market has assurance that conformity assessment bodies operate to acceptable standards, and this is the purpose of accreditation. The accreditation process determines, in the public interest, the technical competence and integrity of organizations. Consumers have the right to expect that both locally produced and imported foods are safe. In this context, the development of international food safety standards for industry, testing, inspection, and certification has become more important than ever before. With over 200 diseases spread throughout the food chain, it is clear that safe, sustainable food production is one of our greatest challenges. Accreditation plays an important role in food safety by ensuring competent and impartial inspection, certification, and testing services in all parts of local, national, and international food chains.
The minister further outlined that the government is duty-bound to promote the high standard of good agricultural practices.
We are therefore duty-bound to promulgate and promote the highest applicable standards and regulations for good agricultural practices, good manufacturing practices, food safety standards, and others. In addition, in our drive to make Jamaica become an ISO standards-driven country, we are working with several key agencies of government to become ISO 901-2015 certified. As we seek to transform and modernize business processes, it is absolutely important that we have internationally accepted and accredited systems that enable and promote investor confidence, facilitate trade, and engender consumer protection and confidence. Undoubtedly, citizens and visitors to our shores require confirmation of rigorous systems in place to consistently guarantee their health and safety. Ladies and gentlemen, food safety is a shared responsibility. Agriculture and food producers must adopt good practices to ensure that food is safe. Businesses must be vigilant to safeguard the quality of food to local or global consumers. Inspectors and testing laboratories must demonstrate consistent adherence to international standards, thereby confirming the competence of their services. This confirmation of competence can only be achieved through accreditation by JANAC, which is one of my ministry's agencies that continue to cement its global competence and commitment to excellence.
World Accreditation Day is a global initiative that is jointly established by the International Accreditation Forum and the ILAC to raise awareness of the importance of accreditation. Reporting from Mello TV News, I am Colleen May.
Thank you, Colleen. Still making news tonight, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced an official period of mourning and official funeral for the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Shahine Robinson. Minister Robinson died on May 29 after a period of illness. She was 66 years old. Prime Minister Holness says Cabinet has approved a period of mourning from today, Wednesday, June 10, until Tuesday, June 16, as well as an official funeral. Several tribute activities will take place during the official period of mourning. There will be 3 days of public viewing, which will be closed casket in keeping with the wishes of the family. Thursday, June 11, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the St. Anne Parish Church, St. Anne's Bay. Friday, June 12, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the St. John's Anglican Church Hall in Ocho, St. Anne. Tuesday, June 16 at the Jamaica Labour Party JLP headquarters at Belmont Road from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mrs. Robinson represented the constituency of Northeast St. Anne for 19 years until her death. She held several positions in government, including Minister of State in the office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for local government in 2007, and Minister of State in the Ministry of Transport and Works in 2011. From 2016 to the time of her death, Mrs. Robinson served as Minister of Labour and Social Security. Information on funeral arrangements will be released in subsequent newscasts. In other news tonight, the Electoral Office of Jamaica says it is now recruiting election day workers for the upcoming general election and says it is seeking honest, non-partisan, civil-minded persons to fill the posts. The individuals must be 18 years and older, able to read and write, with at least a secondary level education. The EOJ states that persons who are interested in becoming an EOJ election worker can apply at the nearest constituency office, where they will be trained and compensated once hired. And those were some of the stories making news. I'll return with other updates as government responds to calls from the BPO sector stakeholders by granting a 3-month extension to the ongoing work-from-home arrangement. And the Jamaica Promotions Corporation and the Ministry of Foreign Trade announces that they have officially launched a new economic diplomacy program which aims to aggressively promote Jamaica for investment and trade opportunities. We'll now take a break and then join Christopher Scott with sports.
Coronavirus is in Jamaica, and I know you feel scared and worried. But you can't let COVID-19 divide us. Coronavirus infects all kinds of people. It doesn't discriminate. So why should you? When someone coughs or sneezes or shows signs of the virus, tell them to call 888-1-LOVE immediately. And remember, stay 3 feet away, but don't attack or disrespect them, because we're all in this thing together. Come on, Jamaica, cut the hate and don't discriminate. Let us stand together and fight COVID-19 as one family, one nation.